Hi guys, Kim here, welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, we are going to put a gorgeous fall container together. Now just a couple of days ago, we were at Wilson's Nursery in South Carolina. I'm right on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina, so I always go there and check out that nursery because they have just a great selection of plants. And I went there to pick up a couple of pansies for my front containers, and then I had to go back because I was going to wait on this because these containers were still looking good. And I'm trying to be more conservative of how much I spend this year, but it didn't really work out because they had so many gorgeous plants that I thought I would take you along and show you like my process and what goes on in my mind of how to put like containers together for fall. So what I like to do, I like to grab me like a wagon or a cart, and then I start building on plants that really go well together with textures and colors and that type of thing. And it really wasn't hard because I had so much to choose from. So this is what I came up with on this container, and I hope you love all these flowers that I put together in my fall container, and I can reuse some of them, which I really like. I like to throw some perennials that are going to stay evergreen in the wintertime, such as a heuchera. I have some wire vine grass that I can reuse later. And I got a couple other plants here too that may like last all the way till next summer if I want it to. So come along with me, plant these, and we're going to talk about each one of these plants, and then I'll throw a couple little clips up of what I was doing at Rock Hill Nursery. It's just such a gorgeous day out here today. Like all the bees, butterflies, birds are just in loving life today. So I've already filled all my containers with some really good soil, and today I decided to use Happy Frog. I normally would put in Espoma potting soil or Proven Winners potting soil, but this is what I was able to get my hands on, and I heard it was a really good soil. So Happy Frog is all the soil that I put into these containers right here. Like I said, I have 3 containers that are concrete containers. These I actually bought these at Wilson's. They're not unique stone, but they look like unique stone, so that saved me some money. But just gorgeous, unique detail. And I already planted this one up. And this is what the cottage garden is looking like right now. We are going to plant this one together. Like I said, I already have all the dirt in there. I had my Biotone in there already, and I just wanted to save myself some time from that yesterday. And I'm walking backwards to keep my shadow out. Like I said, there's the Happy Frog that I used. Look at the bumblebees. Just loving life. And then this container up here. So I kind of played around with it, you guys. Like I put this spike right here at the very back, and I did not like it, so I had to move it. So that's what I did with that container right here. I love some of the little pretty things that you could put in containers too. And I also love when everything grows together and it just swallows it up too. I like both. But really, really pretty. So like I said, already filled these containers with fresh soil because my summer annuals just completely like rooted it all the way down, so I had to remove it all. I like to give my containers fresh soil at least once or twice a year, sometimes depending on how things are just really rooted in there. But I got a gorgeous wire vine, so let's go over these things and let's talk about it. So the pansies that I have are called Majestic Giants Clear Yellow Pansy, and they have a really big yellow bloom on it, as you can see. Now I am going to there's a little container of 4 right here, so I'm going to plant all 4 of them together, and then I still have some space back here that I can add a few more. Now this wire vine right here will last. It's a perennial, so let's see. It's just called wire vine. It takes sun to part shade, as you can see right there. And it says it's a tiny, dark, glossy green leaves on wiry stems make this plant stand out. Perfect selection for filling in between paving stones. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't have paving stones, but there you go. It only gets 8 inches tall and it spreads 24 inches. So there you go. There's the wire plant. And then we already talked about the pansy. And then next is going to be my heuchera. That's how much I paid for it. Let's see, where is my tag? There it is. I really like this heuchera because of the frilly leaves. And it's got different colors like the bright red, burgundy, purple, sometimes silverishy. So lots of different colors on this one. Let's see, so this one is called Indian Summer Blackberry. It's a heuchera. It says it's an impressive variety with somewhat smaller leaves than others in the Indian Summer series, but the leaves are remarkable glossy black. And it's a perennial. You can take part shade, and then it only gets 12 inches by 18 inches. So there you go. And you guys, so I really like doing perennials like this because since my cryptomerias have gotten so big, as you can see, I can plant underneath. And that's exactly what I've done right here with some of the lungwort, hellebores, and then what else do I have? I have heuchera somewhere. Oh, I have some of the heuchera right here. So you can see that I have lots of room to reuse these perennials in the garden, which I'm really excited about. So I'm glad that I'm starting to get some shade loving, so that way I can throw some hostas, hellebores, lungwort. Oh, can't think of what else I have here. Let's see, let's walk up here and see. I have the fugiform right there. It's variegated. Show you a little bit closer here. Really do like that plant. I have hellebores. I have some salvia that needs to be moved. But I love adding stuff like this that I don't normally get to plant because I have nothing but sun, and then hostas too. So this is getting, what is eating on this? You guys, I've had a bunch of, not slugs, but snails this year. So I don't know. I don't see any slugs on that or snails. But anyways, something's going on there. I need to put some more bait. Look at that big little thing of fungus right there. Mushrooms. Salvia is beautiful. Look, there's the butterfly, yellow butterfly. Can you see? It's on that black-eyed Susan vine. This is called orange appeal, I believe it is, orange appeal. I love some fall grasses. I usually like to put something fall perennial type grass in my containers, and this is the ones that I had from last year. But this year I kind of went with this spike because I thought the spike looked really pretty with the veining in this plant right here. And this plant is, let's see, called red veined sorrel is what this plant's called. It's also called a rumex. Have you guys heard of this plant? This is the first time for me. Takes full sun, and it does get some height to it, 12 inches to 36 inches tall. So that's going to be basically this is my thriller, and this rumex is going to be a thriller as well. Let's see. Long, narrow green leaves with blood red veining, grown for foliage. Performs best in light, rich soil, water freely in dry weather. So there you go. I'll have to look to see if this is a perennial and can come back. I'm really not sure. Like I said, it's the very first time that I planted this one, and I do love the veining on that. And it looks really pretty with this red spike that I have, and then this reddish corabelle or heuchera that I have too. And then, of course, the spike. I don't know if they're, yeah, it's got a name. on it. Let's see. So the spike is called Red Star Cordyline, and whatever that other name is, but there you go. This one is an upright plant, long sword-shaped leaves, plant while flowering bedding plants. So this one you can plant in sun or part shade, and it grows 24 inches tall. So this one should get a little taller at 36 inches than this one, if you can kind of picture that. So we'll see what it does throughout the season. But that one is called Red Star Cordyline, or just a red spike to make it simple, right? And then another new plant for me, but I like this one for the foliage. The silvery greenish foliage kind of brightens the area up a little bit. And this one is called an icicles. It takes full sun. And there is the other name for it. Helichrysum. That's my best guess. And let's see. This one takes light, full sun, height is 10 to 12 inches, and then it just says to water, and it's an annual. So yeah, this one will definitely not come back for me. But we'll see if it winters over in our winter and see how well it does. And then that way I'll kind of know for next year. But there you go. There's my selection of plants. And like I said, I'll put a few clips up while we're planting of me going to the nursery and selecting out these plants for my design for my fall containers here. Now I have some more in the front, and I'm going to share that with you in a different video. And when I took out my plants from this, I really felt bad because I still have hummingbirds here, and the bees were still loving this vermillionaire. So I removed the vermillionaire from this container, and I planted it over here. This area does get some sun in the afternoon time, so I was hoping that the hummingbirds are going to find this plant. The bees already found it because I found a few bees on it a little earlier. But there is a vermillionaire, and this could come back for us depending on how the weather's going to be in the wintertime. Look, you guys, my friend Loretta gave me some of these irises, and isn't it beautiful? That is just a beautiful, beautiful bloom. Can't say enough about that. Gorgeous. All right, guys, so I'm going to throw a few gloves on, and we're going to plant this up together. I'd say most of you probably know how to plant well. There's no really big secret to it. But I like to place everything in the container before I plant to make sure I like the placement. So that way I'm not like making this harder on myself of like pulling it back up or whatever. So like I said, I really like this spike in the middle of the container instead of behind the container. Now my idea is, if you can see this container all the way around, I like to plant it right in the middle. If you cannot see the plants behind, I like to put my tall stuff back here in the back. But for me, I thought this one looked better in the middle. Now it is just a little bit root bound, as you can see, so I'm just going to try to pull these away just a little bit. Like so. And then we're going to plant it in the middle. Yes, I do use my Biotone in everything that I plant because it makes a tremendous difference, I promise you guys. And then I like this one because you can see through the spike, and I just kind of liked it back here. It still kind of gave me some different texture with this red. The contrast is really pretty together, don't you think? And then I just thought it looked pretty because you can see right through the plant in the back there. This one's not too root bound. If you want to, you can actually take this whole bottom part off like this if you wanted to. It's not going to hurt the plant whatsoever. Okay, next is the heuchera right here. Isn't that a gorgeous plant, you guys? I just love it. Beautiful. Like I said, I have a lot of soil in here, so I'm just going to take some of the dirt off like so. It's not going to hurt the plant. If you want to, you can also hang this on the edge, which I think I'm going to do. Just hang it right there on the edge, so it's kind of spilling over. Same with the wire plant. We're going to put that on the edge because it's going to spill over as well. I could take off some of this roots right here because I have enough soil in my container. This is my drip right here. You're going to just kind of hang all of this over the side here. All right, the next plant is the rumex, or the sorrel, red-veined sorrel. Isn't it pretty, you guys? Look how gorgeous that plant is. Doesn't it look like fall? Again, I'm just going to take some of the roots off the bottom. All right, the next is my gorgeous pansies. This one is called Majestic Giants Clear Yellow Pansy. And then for me, like I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, Zone 8. So for me, these pansies are going to last all through the winter, believe it or not. And then even until next spring. So if you live in a zone that these pansies are going to like make it through, then go ahead and plant them now, and they'll get their roots developed by next spring. Plus it just gives me added color all winter long. So I just put all 4 of them together and I bunched them up. I do have a few more, and I'm going to grab a few more, and I'm going to put some here, some here. I have some ivy that I pulled out of this container, and I'm going to add back. Let me go get it. So as you can see, here's the ivy that I pulled out. I had 2 in each container, so I had a total of 6. I added 2 back to the container up there. I don't know if I'm going to add all 6 back, but I did have it like soaking in water here too, as you can see. When I pull things out and the roots are still really, really dry, I like to water them really good and get them hydrated before I put them back in. So this is a smaller one. I'm just going to add it back over here. This one right here is a bigger plant. It's gorgeous. Like I said, I've had these roots soaking, so they're going to be very happy. And we're going to add that back here. I'm just moving the dirt away and then stuffing it down in there and then putting the dirt back. So I still have a few more that I can plant elsewhere. So these pansies come in like a little 4-pack, as you can see. Now I like to plant things as 3 because it makes them just to look a little bit fuller. Let's see if I can pull out 3 and see if I can plant them over there. These are not the trailing kind, but I think the trailing kind would be really, really pretty. See how I'm just bunching it together like so? And I'm going to plant it over here. I got a few little spaces for over here. Doing the same, just kind of grabbing it together. I'm just stuffing it down in there. So that gives me lots of color right there. I really love the yellow because it's just striking. Like even from a distance, you could see it, just beautiful. All right, so I still like to collect at least one of each tag. So when I go back and do like a garden tour and I don't remember like the certain names of a plant and you would like to know, at least I could tell you. So I like to collect them, and you could put them towards the back here where they're not really seen. Now I pretty much filled this up with dirt, but there's a couple more spaces that I could like fill in. So I'm gonna grab my dirt, and then I'm just gonna fill the container, make sure all the roots are covered. I'm not really worried about having this dirt spill over because I can just wash it off with my hose. So you wanna make sure all the roots are covered. Just kind of push it down. And then my drip came on earlier, so I know that my drip is working. So then you want to put I want to put my drip back in place. So I want to make sure the drip is dripping inside the container, not outside the container. And then I do have like right here on the end where you could open it up and close it a little bit more. So I get a little bit extra water here on the end. So it's got another emitter on the end there. Let's see. I had some stakes somewhere. Oh, here they are. I just have some normal landscape staples that I'm going to hold this in place with. I'm going to put one there and then one back here. Make sure this is all tucked in really good so it waters the container. So I have drip to everything in this bed right here, and I have everything on drip from my container. So it kind of comes down from over here and comes in. Now in the summertime, I needed a little bit of extra water, so I added one of these. So I'm just gonna kind of place that right in the middle. I'll get a little bit of extra water too. I'm not sure it's gonna need it here in the fall and going into the winter, but I just don't have time to come out and water every container every single day. So I love my drip. I have lots of videos on how you can do your own drip. You don't have to pay somebody. It's pretty simple to do. You just gotta trust in yourself. All right, you all. Now, I just told you that I had this on drip, but this soil is fresh and it's never been watered. So I wanna make sure for the very first time, I'm gonna soak this whole container. And then after that, then my drip should be sufficient. Clean off my concrete here a little bit. Do is just soak all this water. It may feel like it's a little bit too much, but I do have a drainage hole in the bottom of this, so it's gonna drain as well. Do you like this container? Do you like all the flowers that I picked? Now, of course, you can do like fall grass. You could add like kale, mustard, cabbage to this as well. Pansies, violas. Oh my gosh, there's not like a big, huge variety, but it's definitely enough that you can choose from. And this ivy winters over and stays like beautiful. I did cut it back because it was getting a little bit leggy and long. And I do want to add, when you're planting for the fall, sometimes you can get away with plants that take part shade, because the sun's not going to be super intense and it's not going to be super hot, so you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as it heats back up into like the 80s or 90s next year, then they're not going to be happy, so you're going to have to like pull them out and remove them, which is fine. All right, guys, while I'm back here, do you want to see some gorgeous blooms that I have for my dahlias? Like, they're so pretty. I just want to share just a couple of gorgeous blooms that I have in this garden back here, and then in my next video, we'll go see what I did to my very front garden for fall. So these big bees are just loving life on this plant right here, the coleus. Doesn't that add some just great sunshine? Look at this. I had these corabels in this container. I had to cut them back a couple of times. Look how gorgeous that big carpenter bee is just loving this plant. I love how vibrant that is too. Here's one on this apple blossom begonia. And I really do like my tater tot arborvitae in there. And so the caladiums are just looking beautiful. So I planted this back probably early spring, and it's done really well. Gorgeous blooms over here. I think it may even like a little bit more shade because they're blooming more on this side over here, as you can see. Alright, so let's go look at what each container looks like. Like I said, I pretty much did them all about the same. They might be placed just a tad different. Like here, I put my heuchera on this side, and on the other one, I did it on the other side. Bees and hummingbirds love salvia. This one is just done really good, this variety. Let me see, I've got the tag somewhere down here. This one is called Love and Wishes salvia. I need to make me a nicer tag for that. Candy corn spirea looks gorgeous. Little yellow butterfly. This is the one that we just did up together. And that's what it looks like further back. Still got to put all of this ivy somewhere. I can't plant it in the ground. It would make a good ground cover too. Could do that. I can see some ivy like right in here. I think that would be beautiful. This bloom over here from my coneflower is pretty. Right there. I really wanted to bring you down here to show you the dahlias. Bees loving the lantana. These dahlias are a decorative dahlia, but look at this butterfly enjoying it. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Like, I love nature so much. You just got to stop and look at it. Slow down and look at all the beauty. These are more of a decorative dahlia, so they don't grow like real tall, but they're beautiful. So I really like them here. They've done really well in this area. My roses are doing so-so over here. The deer just really love to come in this area for some reason and stays over here. Roses are doing really pretty. They love the cooler winter. I've got a bloom over there that I really want to share with you in just a minute. But look at these dahlias, you guys. Like, these are the best that they've ever looked. They're beautiful. Look at this. Like, I almost hate to pick them, you guys, because they're so pretty. Like, the bees are liking this one. I thought this dahlia would be really pretty in my west side garden with all the yellows and oranges and blues that I have over there. I thought that would be really, really pretty. This looks more like a pom-pom finally, like a little round pom-pom. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the detail all the way around. So I'm gonna have to come after this video and pick some so I can enjoy inside. But the one that I just love the most, not this one, but this one is pretty close. That's beautiful, is this orange. Look at this, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how perfect that is. Is it just not a perfect bloom? Got another one right there. I just love it. It is so beautiful. Can't say enough about it. Just beautiful. Slow C, you guys, grows everywhere. And then I have another orange one here, but it's not as pretty as the other one, but still beautiful. And then I saw some on my other garden that I want to share with you too. Let me see if I can get over there to share it. The yellow butterfly. And that's my Savannah garden. I did plant some spinach and all kinds of stuff, so I'm not really sure what's growing in there. I hope I have some spinach growing, different lettuces. Oh, there's some pretty dahlias over here too. Let me share with you over here. So I should have staked them. They're not staked, but they're still so pretty. Look at the yellow. Let's see if I can turn it around here. Look how pretty that is. And then some of the white ones are pretty over here too. There. Almost looks like a sunflower, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. Do you know what that is? I'll show you in just a second. Look how pretty this one is. That, my friends, is an ant pile. And look, don't want to be stepping in that. Look. So I'm gonna have to go get something to treat it. Can you see the ants? All over. These are fire ants, and if they I got one sting in my hand right now just from doing that. I shouldn't have disturbed them, I guess. And then this Temple of Bloom plant right here is really, really pretty too. So it's got its like hot pink or red blooms on it already. Let me bring it closer to you right here. Look, you guys, isn't that beautiful? So this plant has so many different interests. It's so fun. Really, really fun. So I'm excited for that one to become a tree. It's gonna have to grow a good amount before I can limb that up and make it to be a tree. That little bug bite already hurts. I have some more yellow dahlias over here. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. And then this one's beautiful over here too. Laying on the ground, look at this one. Beautiful. Now mine were late this year. Like they were really late coming on. I'm just now starting to, like here in October, get some beautiful ones. All right, let me show you my Alexandra of Kent beautiful rose. I'm gonna cut through this little area right here because she's so pretty. Look how beautiful and big she is. Love that. Now I do need to come deadhead some of these roses still. Gabrielle Oak. She's beautiful too. Just some of the blooms are just small right now. This is another fall container that I did not too long ago. Really do love this grass. I need to come water it. This was on drip, but I need to figure out why it's connected underneath this grass to over there, and I don't know why. You can see the tubing run. I'm not sure why it's clogged off. I saw some beautiful blooms down here, if I can get to them. The bees loving that salvia, or the celosia. This is a beautiful bloom from Eustacia Ive. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Love the colors on that. The apricot in the middle with the soft pink. Beautiful. It's still a battle, you know, the black spot, you guys. I just try to take off the leaves. My poor, see, like something's going on with my drip up there because that's not getting water too. I don't know what's going on. Need to come out here and clean my bird baths and fill them up with water. I'm trying to sneak around here to show you these blooms over here. Try not to get, this is what I was wanting to show you. This one, look you guys. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, look how big it is. This one's a little bit older bloom. Just a huge bloom. That one is a gorgeous dahlia. I'm over here, I can smell my tomatoes. I need to get over there and get my tomatoes, my ripe ones, picked. There's some of my tomatoes. Do you see them over there? All right, my friends, that's the end of this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more blooms like you did today. They're absolutely beautiful. I hope you learned something helpful about fall planting. Like I said, this is just what goes on in my mind and what I like to do, but just lots and lots of different combinations that you can do. Make sure you watch the video at Wilson's Nursery. And if you're close and you can visit Wilson's Nursery, they really do have like gorgeous plants at Wilson's Nursery. And I believe that they're really, really good price. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.